All right, take 3 time. Let's try this one more time. You know, this is the first time I've ever tried to take it more than one time because, oh my gosh, has it been so loud. It's been everywhere, so I'm actually outside now, and I'm hoping the wind isn't hitting my microphone too much. Let's get right into it, all right? This week has been, it's been good. It's been a lot of fun, but it's also been a little bit tiring. So it's better if I just explain. As soon as I was done recording that last audio cast, amazing things happened. I went to a talk by David A. Badnar, and oh my gosh, was it amazing. I just felt so excited to go out and serve and study the scriptures. And you know, it was like just the best moment ever. And then the next day, of course, it was pouring rain. I mean, by pouring rain, it was like absolutely just like thundering down upon us. And you know, I really hope you couldn't hear that burp. That was unintentional, and I don't want to take this video again. So we're just gonna ignore it and keep on moving on, yeah? No one heard it. Anyway, so it's pouring rain, and off in the distance, I see Elder Steve. Now, Elder Steve is not his real name, but I don't remember his real first name, and it feels wrong to call him anything else. So we're gonna go with Elder Steve. Now, Elder Steve rides a wheelchair, and off in the distance, I see him riding his wheelchair, and he is going so fast. And it's probably because of the rain that's heavily pouring down on him, and it's ruining his suit, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, poor guy. I mean, hold on. Why is he going so fast? Like, he's going faster than I have ever been able to sprint. And he's not stopping, but he's coming right towards me. And I'm hanging out for the underhang. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think he's trying to get out of the rain. How is he gonna stop on time, right? He's going maybe 100 miles an hour in my head, right? You could not be going faster than he is right now. And he's barreling directly towards me. He's like getting closer and closer until finally I'm like, I gotta get out of the way. So I jump out of the way. And at that exact, like barely a moment afterwards, he grabs the pole I was maybe 5 feet away from, and he uses it as a lever, and he shoots around and he spins and does this like crazy Tokyo drift move. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I was losing my mind. Like, I was cheering, and there's like, no one else was cheering, but in my head, everyone was cheering, and it was just the coolest thing ever. Like, I had never seen anyone like do anything so crazy on like a wheelchair before, and I was like, wow, I need to find this guy and talk to him. And I haven't been able to find him since, so like really bothering me. And then nothing happened. For the rest of the week, I couldn't find anything, and I'm going through my notes, and it's like, I don't know, talk about your feelings, start plotting stuff, and I'm like, Luckily, more stuff did happen, but you know, let's talk about feelings for about a moment. I'm actually doing really good. Thank you for asking. If you're still listening to this, you know, let me know. Put it in the, feels wrong to say, but put it in like the comment section. Write me a message, email me, talk to me. I want to hear about your guys' life and my life, you know? Yeah, I don't want to hear about my life, but I want to hear about your life, right? Oh my gosh. So at one point though, I was able to help the newcomers arrive. And the first thing I noticed is, wow, they are way more emotional than I was. I feel really bad. Like, I should have cried way more when I said goodbye to my mom. I'm actually regretting that decision. Like, they're like spending maybe 10 minutes saying goodbye to their parents in their cars. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what a sweet moment. And everyone's sobbing. I was like, bye mom, bye family. And then like I shed a quick tear, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go now in the airport. And it was like, I don't know. I don't know if I should feel bad, but I kind of do feel bad about it. And oh, actually, yes, I did want to talk to you guys about this. This is a random topic change, but you know, for the longest time, I've had this like idea of writing. I've been a stand-up comedian before, and I've done that stuff. Honestly, don't make it a big deal. I'm not very good at it. I've never been paid for it. But I had this idea of like being a stand-up comedy missionary and writing a routine and showing it to my mission president. I'm like, I don't know about it, just because I'm not sure if it's fulfilling the missionary purpose, if it's on topic enough, how am I even go about doing this? But it keeps on coming back, like this prompting, just like, oh, try this. And I'm not sure. Just let me know your thoughts about that while we're also there. And oh my gosh, it's fun to talk about Elder Hyde. I know. All my transitions start with oh my gosh, and it's awful. But nevertheless, I love Elder Hyde. he gave me the most amazing hump up yesterday. We were talking, and we were doing this like little seminar talking about what we think the other person should know about them, and just a really big boost. And he said the nicest things to me, and I just want like everyone to know. I don't know, it feels kind of weird now, but he's just such an amazing guy, and honestly, it brightens my day. Oh, okay, it's time to start wrapping up, but before I do, it's the final thing, the big thing, the shebang, if you will. I accidentally bullied a workshop. You see, I just been invited to go to this workshop about meeting new people, right? It was like all about talking to people and becoming really friendly and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm pretty good at that, right? So I'm sitting in this big room. There's maybe 50 people who I've gotten to know pretty well over the past month as an MTC. By the way, I'm at a month now. Happy day, right? So they're like, oh, we need a volunteer of someone who's really good at talking with people, you know, has maybe a bit of experience with like public speaking. And I'm like, crap. That's no. And I slumped down in my chair and I'm like, I don't want to do this right now. I mean, it just feels so forced. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or coming off like I'm some big shot or something. So at that exact moment though, everyone is starting to go, Dransfield, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And so like everyone's like, Dransfield, and I'm like, no. And the person's like, do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And so I stand out there, and I know I have to crack some jokes, right? That's like, I kind of love cracking jokes. I'm not always the funniest, but you know, I have a good time making jokes, right? So she's like, all right, just like be really friendly, get to know me. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I'm like, hey, what's your name? And she goes like, oh, I'm Sister Christensen. And I'm like, okay, hey, Sister Christensen, where are you from? She goes, oh, I'm from Utah. I'm like, I'm sorry? And she goes, oh, I'm from Utah. I'm like, no, I meant I'm sorry. Well, and there's this small laughter, and like I'm like, I made a joke, right? And then for like the next 5 minutes, though, I'm cracking joke after joke after joke, and it's like completely blowing her mind, and she's like kind of shocked and wants to get out of the conversation because this is no longer aligning with the missionary purpose. And it was just so bad because like everyone's cheering me on, and they're like, yeah, you tell them, keep on cracking them jokes. And I'm like, joke, ha ha ha. And I feel so bad because afterwards I came up to her and I was like, hey, listen, I'm really sorry. I really tried not to get called on, and I knew I was gonna make some jokes. And she's like, it's okay, we both made mistakes. And I was like, oh wow, okay, that is ice. It was absolutely brutal, but honestly, it made my week. It was so much fun. So, you know, that's what's been going on with me this week. I've had so much fun talking with you guys, and I'm trying to keep this this podcast geared more towards talking about Christ and stuff like that. So if you have any suggestions, anything in there, you know, I'm just happy to talk with you guys. And yeah, no easy way to say this, so